What is good, everybody? It's your boy Kelo, and you are watching KeloReacts. Today, we are watching this guy right here by the name of Feezy. He is what they call, basically, he was somebody who was locked up for about 9 years, for 9 years or whatever. And he basically tells you how it is in the prison, how things go, encouraging young men, young women, whoever, anybody to do the right thing, make better decisions, make better choices. One of his sayings, make money, not excuses. I love that. But yeah, it's like a 4-part series of this story of Tello was extra. Now, for those who don't know me, I used to be a correctional officer. I was on the opposite side of the prison. So prison system, I guess you can call it. So I was never an inmate, but I know what happens from an officer's standpoint. And I was one of the cool officers. You had some officers that was a-holes, but I was the one that everybody loved being in my dorm, or when I was on shift. They did not like other officers and other sergeants on the shift if I wasn't on there. I'll tell those stories another day. But anyway, let's get started. If you got yours, if you know what I'm talking about, go ahead and light it up. Let's get into it, man. Before I press play, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to leave all the links in the description. I'm going to leave the original link. If y'all think I'm talking too much or stopping too much, pausing too much, I'll leave the original link in the description below. But yeah, y'all fuck with your boy.
You know what I be having going on? I tell stories about the prison, about how bad it is, how dangerous it can get, and just about the street life in general, with hopes of motivating somebody to make better decisions, to change their mind about committing crime and just live a good lifestyle. Whatever it is you want to accomplish or achieve in life, you can do it the legit way. You don't have to break the law and end up going to prison, because you could go to prison and never make it out. Do the right thing. I've been telling y'all for 2 years that out the street that we owe you gang, make a mistake, them go whoop your fuck feet. Sound too goofy to me. When I'm tired, you gotta leave, nobody around when I can see. I had a dream, the person I love the most
kill me in my sleep.
Yeah. What up, though? It's your big homie, Feezy.
Oh, yeah.
I already know what we doing.
I watch his videos while I'm at work, you know what I'm saying, to pass by the time. So I do know some of these stories. I am familiar with him and with his stories. Some of these, but it's a lot that I haven't seen. I just binge watch it and I still haven't seen a lot of stories. And I'm honestly being on the opposite side of the prison, I really want to see just different little points of views, POVs of how it was when these people were locked up.
What we got going on tonight? So listen, bro, let me tell y'all about this time I had made something to eat, bro. I don't know what I did. I did something. I think I put too much mayonnaise in the tuna or what, bro. And then I did put a little ranch in there too, because I was trying to listen to something somebody else was saying, and I put it on top of the pocket. But, bro, when I say my stomach was messed up, I had the BGs for real. What day they said, the bubble guts. I had my own cell.
Jeez. That's
the good thing, because you don't want to have the BGs with a roommate, bro.
Hell no.
It's just not a good thing, because you got to keep asking them every 2 minutes to step out the room, keep throwing the tissue in the door. Don't nobody want to deal with that. Using the bathroom all day, stomach going crazy. That bitch had too much grave on me. And I hear these people screaming, new intake on the wall. So I come down the stairs, I go to the window, I see the CERT team. They got that cart that you pull, stacked up with mats, stacked up with property. You see a bunch of people walking. So, they stopping at buildings here, they stopping at a building there, stop at a building there, drop people off. So as they coming over here, bro, my room was the only room open in the dorm. So I'm like, bro, please don't bring nobody up here. I don't even want no roommate tonight, bro. Know what I'm saying? Like, I've been riding.
I know how that was, boy.
I want to keep this thing going as long as I can. I don't even
just trying to be by yourself. You don't want nobody in your space.
Right in front of our building, they got 3 people. I'm like, please take them next door. Please take them next door. So they all went inside next door. So I'm like, yes. And then they came back with one dude. So they made him go in there with them at first. So they don't, he ain't just out on the walk, then something happened, they be responsible. So they dropped 2 guys off in that dorm and came over with this one. But while I'm looking at this dude, he light-skinned, about my height, probably a tad bit taller than me, kind of skinny, nappy little afro. But the man got tattoos all over his face, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, damn, I'm about to bring this clown in here, man. You know what I'm saying? And I can't
About to
hear
bring
what
that
he's
BS
saying
into the
on
dorm.
the other side of the glass. But I see he like getting smart with the 13. You know what I'm saying? He think he fly. Nigga done popped his collar 2-3 times. You know what I'm saying? One of the 13 was like, I couldn't hear what he was saying, but I see him like, you know what I'm saying? Basically telling him like, all right. He must ain't know how they got down at this camp, because they'll whoop that ass. They bring him in our dorm, where they got him in the Southport area first. 13 go inside the booth, talk to the officer, come outside the booth, come in here, tell everybody to line up on the door. Sometimes they do this, not all the time, but at a level 5 prison, sometimes they do, just to see if it's any, different body language, to see if there's any smoke, if anybody got anything to say about this person. They usually do that, if something done just happened, if something just popped off recently or whatever the case, because they'll just send them to the hole if they feel like they finna have to run back down here and get them out anyway. So they make everybody line up against the door. 13 said, anybody got a problem with him, anything like that? Everybody like, nah, we don't even know him. They leave out. Man, the second they leave out, that man say, man, where the fuck them GDs at? Ski.
Lord.
Y'all nigga know what the fuck going on.
Already on that BS.
Where them GDs at, man? And he dropped his property at first, but he had his mat, and then he had a small little bag he had. And he dropped the mat, and then that on top of the mat, pulled up his pants, talking about, man, where them GDs at? Where them GDs at? So here's the thing. You got to be careful, because it could be one or two things. It could be, exactly what he's saying, and he trying to get up with his people.
Or it can be a fight.
That's just the way he is, or he's extra, or whatever. Or it could be a sneak attack, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I have seen situations where people, they came in all extra, and they got a vendetta. They got something against this group for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing, though. If one person goes into a dorm and then they say, like he said, where the GDs at, where the, where all this at. And let's say it's about 10, 20 of them, 10, 15, 20 of them, and there's only one of you. Why would you even go in there? Like, mind you don't know how many of them is in here. So let's say you're not trying to get with your boys. Let's say it is about to be a sneak attack or whatever. Why would you come in the dorm when they obviously didn't have nothing going on before you got here? Why would you go in to say that out loud? Nah, you causing attention or bringing attention towards yourself. And it's just, you just being loud and shit. Like, nah, we ain't even do that.
All right. Down, whoever affiliated with, they made a promise for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? It could be something that happened to them, and they made a promise to themselves. Next time they let me out the hole, I don't give a damn. Whoever affiliated with this, I'm finna bust them in the face with a candy bar, or such and such killed my brother. I'm finna get smoked with any of them. So you gotta be careful when people come in like that. I was already right here by the window downstairs. You know what I'm saying? I'm the closest to this individual. On the low, pull my candy bar off my hip, and I kind of clutch it like inside my hand just in case it's some funny business. And bro, this man making all this noise. This whole dorm staring at him.
He says different terminologies too. So if he says the terminology, I'll stop it and I'll kind of explain what it is. But a candy bar, he's saying candy bar so he can try to monetize his stuff. But he's talking about that thing that Michael Myers uses. You feel me? He's talking about those things. That's what a candy bar is. But when he starts saying certain different terminologies, I'll pause it and I'll explain what it is.
Even all the other GDs in the dorm ain't even say nothing, because they looking, bro, you don't move like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? They all looking like, what's up with home? So I step over there. I take a few steps over there. I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? What's up? What you GD? He like, hell yeah, big boss shit. Big old COS. Big boss shit. Boss shit ain't never lost shit. Big Tello G. Big COS. Come on, man. So now I'm like, okay, maybe he ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, what you're claiming, bro, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't come to no new prison telling me that you this and, I mean, maybe, you was of this ranking somewhere else, but you don't just come here. It don't apply no more unless, you just up through there. You run shit with the state type thing. So that's something to consider. So I'm like, come on up here, G. You know what I'm saying? So I grab his Mac, I grab the little bag. He's still standing around looking. I'm like, what's up, bro? He like, shit, the guys ain't gonna come help me with my shit. You the only one in here? I'm like, fuck, you could grab your own bag. So he grabbed the bag with an attitude, bro. Talking about, come on, man. Big boss, bro. big boss, bro. I'm supposed to get greeted the right way, bro. The damn bag, damn near knocked this little ass off his feet. He got that bike I didn't want to carry. Weak ass. So I put the candy bar back. I stick it in my pocket. We go upstairs. I see some of the guys coming this way, like coming from around there. I see they all finna meet me at my room. Feel me? So we walk in the room. I go in the room. I throw the mat on the top bunk. He come in behind me. So he come in, like 4 of my guys flush in the room. They pull the door up. So I like, shit, what's gone? Y'all GD or what? I ain't with none of that. I don't know what niggas on. Niggas think they finna pop on me. But GD ain't going no bad. You know what I'm saying? And my guys ain't saying nothing. I said, folks. And then he looked up. He like, what's up? I was like, G, what is you doing, folks? Since when GD move like that? Why is you coming in here making all that noise, bro?
Right, loud. I said
that's just me, bro. That's just type nigga. I don't play, bro. I don't play. You call, ask about me. I've been punching niggas out camp to camp, and I got this GD shit. This shit running my blood. I carry this shit on my back, bro. That's just me. I just talk loud. Feel me? I'm big old boss. That's how this shit go. So, bro, who was over the security in the dorm, he walked in the room. And while bro was talking, he was like, hey, excuse me, G. Pardon me real quick. Pardon me. So, bro was like, what's up? He was like, listen, bro. He basically said the same shit I said, but in a more aggressive way. And then Tello G was like, oh, that's just me, folk. That's just how I talk. That's just how I act. I got ADHD. That's just me. Woo-doo-doo.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. Well, I ain't saying his issue or his ADHD claim is fake or whatever. What I'm saying is you got to be careful with some people, because some people will say that and they won't have ADHD. Like, some people will say that and to just say that they mental in some kind of way. Like, they'll just use that and then be like, oh yeah, you know, that's why I'm acting stupid the way that I am, because I got ADHD. Like, no, that's not the case. Like, some people will basically do the same thing, but will say they got dyslexia, not even knowing what the fuck it is. Like, dyslexia, from my understanding, is it just makes the words look a little funny. It takes the brain a little bit longer to process, but it's gonna get there. It ain't like it's slow, but it's sometimes it just jumble up, and then your brain gotta, decipher, and it gotta put puzzle pieces in places that go together, and then you get the word that you looking for once your brain finishes going through that whole thing. But people will use that and then will say, I'm talking loud, or I'm doing this, doing that because I got dyslexia. Like, nah, bro, that ain't, you just throwing out disabilities. You ain't even got that shit for real.
And bro was like, well, what I'm telling you is that ain't how we operate nowhere. But especially in here, the way I'm running this, the way me and my guys been, we don't operate like that. So if you feel like you're going to be extra, making all that damn noise, all that GD this, we don't do that, bro. We need this shit to be to the point where if an opposition came in this dorm and said, I'm about to randomly pop one of these GDs, we need to move in a way that he can't even identify us. He don't even know who is and who ain't. Don't do that, bro. All that loud GD screaming this and this, if you do that shit again, I'm gonna violate you, bro. We don't operate like that. You know what I'm saying? So Tello G kind of calmed down a little bit.
I bet he did. He was finna get violated.
So they do the appropriate stuff. He told me to get a dude, the paperwork and stuff that he needed to fill out. And then they took him through a process where they was just talking to him, just seeing, you ask a person a question, couple questions when they say they're a part of a group, gang, organization, whatever the hell you want to call it. And he seemed straight, though. I told him I'm going to give him some space, you know what I'm saying, let him unpack his stuff, get himself together. I leave out the room.
Or that room.
So I leave out the room. Me and one of the other guys, they're like, yeah, that nigga extra, bro. I don't like that nigga. I'm like, just get a brother a chance. He's extra for sure, and I definitely ain't finna have no loud extra nigga in my room. That's just not something we doing. We just not, we don't even play like that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, just get a brother a chance. Bro told him, you know what I'm saying? We told him that we ain't on that. We ain't moving like that. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. Give him a chance. You know what I'm saying? So they like, yeah, you right. So while me and bro right here talking, big bro, who over security, he stick his head out the door and did like this, telling us to come here. When we go in there, he was like, pull that door up. So I pulled the door up. I'm like, what's up, bro? He was like, yeah, Tello official. I said, he official? He said, yeah, I just talked to the security at the prison he came from. They say he official for sure, but it's just something that was crazy. I said, what? He was like, you know, when I described how he came in here, all that loud shit, all that popping, they said he wasn't on none of that down there. I said, no. He said, yeah. I said, did you ask him about where he said he been camp to camp punching shit out? And he said, yeah. They say, man, that man ain't never had a fight. I said, what? And he said, yeah, bro. I said, ain't no way, bro. He was like, bro, I'm telling you that's what they said, but he official for sure now.
So he already lied.
I don't know what he got going on, what angle he on. He said, but I'm telling you now, he get in some shit. He seemed like he on any form of bullshit. Y'all gonna violate that, bro?
Pack it up.
Putting him on the door, cause we running a night shift around here. I ain't got time for no bullshit, no none of that. So I'm like, yeah, for sure. So I say about 2 days went by. Tello G, he seemed like he was all right. He was annoying. He kept asking me for shit. G, let me use your brush. G, let me use your comb. G, you got an extra.
Man, you ain't got nothing?
G, you got an extra pair of socks. Like, it was just always something. He definitely was kind of annoying, but he turned out to be all right. You know what I'm saying? And one day I saw him and a dude, probably a couple days after he been in the dorm, this dude named Tutu. Now, here's the thing. Tutu, he's cool as a fan. He's a civilian. Tutu. He don't bother nobody.
Damn Tutu.
Picked a great name, but your voice doesn't quite match it.
We have a fix.
Named Tutu in prison, and y'all okay with calling this man that. Boy, I tell you, man. Boy, I tell you.
But Tutu was built like that for sure. Like I done seen this man stand up against 10, 5, whole group.
And then he got a soft name,
You know
but this nigga's an
nothing
Avenger.
But he got AIDS. Everybody know he got it. He go take medicine for it every single day.
This nigga's a ninja fighting 10 people at one time, but he got a soft ass name, Tutu. Bro, but that's one thing. That's one thing about it. When you in prison or you in jail, usually the niggas with like the tough nicknames, it's like 50-50, give or take. They may be tough. They may be with the shits. But if you got a nigga with a soft name, 8 to 9 times out of 10, that nigga's an Avenger. That nigga's going toe to toe with Hulk or Spider-Man or some shit. I don't know.
So he cool though. He do straight up business. You know what I'm saying? He don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't bother nobody. He's straight. Even though we in gangland and we at a level 5 prison, don't nobody mess with Tutu. Of course, because they know he got that stuff, and then everybody.
I forgot. I missed that.
Don't really. No, he cool though. He got it, and don't do nothing but work out. But he got AIDS. Everybody know he got it.
Oh, he got AIDS.
Every single day. You know?
Well, shit. That's probably why ain't nobody bothering him. Because if you fight him and his blood gets on you, what? I mean, you're going to have. Yeah, you gonna have that Magic Johnson special. Get to the package. Now he's opening the package.
Cool though. He do straight up business. You know what I'm saying? He don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't bother nobody. He's straight. Even though we in gangland and we at a level 5.
That's why nobody bother him, because they do mess with him.
Of course, because they know he got that stuff, and then everybody think if I fight him and one of us go to bleed and I'm gonna catch it. You know what I'm saying?
I swear, bro. I swear. I be calling it.
There used to be a joke in prison where people would say like, boy, what if you got down fight Tutu and then you catch it because some blood got on you? How you gonna go explain that to your family? They ain't gonna believe you fucked no nigga with AIDS. They gonna think you was in here on some funny shit. So, you know, people used to always say little stuff like that. Bro, I don't know what they down there talking about. I don't know what's going on. All I know is I was just leaving out Big Bro room. I was walking this way. I was getting ready to bend the corner to turn left to go to my room. And then Tutu, they standing in each other's face, but it didn't look like no animosity, no nothing. Tutu was shorter than Tello G2. Bro, next thing I know, Tutu snatches his shirt off. He had a do-rag on, snatched the do-rag off and said, nigga, you a bitch. You a bitch. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Nigga, everybody know I'ma stand up, nigga. I've been locked up 12 years. I ain't never went out like no hoe. I don't give no fuck about no nigga being in no gang or nothing. You a bitch. I'm telling you your face right now, you a bitch. So I'm like, what the fuck? So instantly, I
said, what the Bro, Bill's stupid.
Oh, I don't get no fuck about no nigga being in no gangs or nothing. You a bitch. I'm telling you to your face right now, you a bitch. So I'm like, what the fuck? So instantly, I go walking a little faster trying to get down the steps. And then I see a couple of my other guys going down there. And then Tello G say, ski, man, what up, GD? That nigga got like fucked up, nigga.
And he throwing it
nigga,
just...
big GD, nigga, I smack you with the rakes, nigga. And Tutu said, fuck, nigga, you smack me with anything, I'm gonna knock your bitch ass out, nigga. You a hoe, nigga. You a hoe, nigga. Matter of fact, come in the room and catch this one, bro. And then Tutu went to walking away. Tello didn't walk behind him. So right when I came down the first flight of steps,
you need to go catch that one.
Tello, come here real quick, G. He looked over at me, and then he turned back. He said, "No, fuck that shit. I ain't playing with this pussy ass nigga." And he turned back and looked at Tutu. Tutu, I heard him saying, "Pussy ass nigga, fuck nigga, who you talking to?" So I was coming down the steps, the second flight of steps. Now I'm on the floor with her ass. Bro, the second I turned to the right to face them, to prepare to walk up on them, Tutu walked straight up on Tello G and smacked the dog shit out of this man, bro.
God, dog. Now he got the package.
You got to watch part 2 to see what happened next.
Hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there. Y'all stay tuned for part 2 of what the fuck Tello done got himself into. God, man, I can't wait. It's your boy Kelo, man. I'm gone.